Knights of Vex, the cheese continues on to Sector 3, where we're going to be banging out feats even more efficient than Sector 2. I'm talking buff immunity done in one battle. We're getting profit done for very newer game players that don't have all pirates up and running. One and done, maybe two. You got to find the right node. We got some cool Satele cheeses. We got everything coming your way. Nice and easy. Got the mini boss feat done. Got the final boss feat done with the Geo one, which is kind of annoying. I got a little tip for you guys that might help you out in the end to help you survive at least the beginning play. If you guys don't have high gear or high relic Geos, it might be a little bit more difficult. You got to throw in some boosters and stuff like that. But heading into game, I want to go over some of the data disk combinations that I was working with this sector. And I'm going to talk about throughout the video recording the different data disks that I was adding and subtracting for the feat. So for the most part of this sector, I like to keep things relatively the same for the most part because swapping discs can get very expensive. The only one I would really recommend you swapping when you need it is going to be the F-34T training droid, because that's going to help you get some of this cheese done, specifically profit, because we don't have an easy mini boss or final boss node that doesn't have any AoEs. They all have AoEs, so it's going to be causing issues. But for the most part, Assertive Command, I don't know if you guys could see it. I'll try to bring it up here. Definitely use Assertive Command for the majority of this. Makes the buff immunity one a lot easier to set up, so I like that. Weak Spot, probably the best data disk in all of Conquest right now. Unstable Decelerator, which is good with Desolation, as well as Volatile Accelerator. That's like the 3 combination data disk, like, I don't know, it's like the Sith trio, or the triumvirate of data disks right now. So these 3 together are phenomenal. But you're going to see here, I went through the sector, and I got everything done besides Satele. I have to get one more battle done. So I'm going to show you everything, including the profit stuff for what to look out for. We'll get all into that right now, but let's head into the PowerPoint. I want to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. We're going to start with buff immunity done in one turn, and I got to bring my webcam back up for this scene. So this is the team. I've used this numerous times in previous conquests. It's all about finding a Droideka node or a Django node under a Separatist leader. If you find one of those, this is going to be a no-brainer. But do not worry, if you don't find one of those nodes, there's going to be other teams where you can get buff immunity with that's going to be even more efficient for triple or double stacking feats. So do not need to fear. I like doing this because it was available. I don't have to worry about it for the rest of the conquest in the sector. Also, if you don't find this again and you have Padawan Obi-Wan's Omicron, he can get this done in a couple battles. So if you don't want to stress about finding a Droideka node, you have Padawan Obi-Wan's Omicron, makes it a breeze, as well as General Grievous Separatist with B2. Couple battles, find a Mon Mothma node, bunch of AoEs, bonus turn meter. He's going to get it done very fast. But for the cheese, I want to show you guys right away. And we're going to make it a little bit faster today than normal. So I'm going to go ahead and do the speed on 1.5. So it's a Droideka node. What you got to do, you got to get to a solo Droideka. The weak spot, the assertive command, helps you set it up quicker. So you can see I did a basic ability. It's helped me get rid of the sides a little bit faster. And I'm not 100% stamina right now. I'm at like 70, I think, or 80, maybe 60. So I wasn't even at full stamina for this team besides Rolo. So over here, I'm in the perfect position for Droideka. It's down to solo. He didn't have tenacity down, so he's going to take one turn. He ends up targeting, I believe. Actually, does he take a turn? I don't know if he takes a turn. I think I set it up perfectly. He doesn't even take a turn. So we got really good turn order there. And that's why I like assertive command, because you get that extra assist from your allies that can help remove turn meter, help get more buff immunity with Rolo, because Rolo on a basic applies buff immunity. So I've been going through Conquest for each sector. I've been having some really good luck. I'm always looking for a Droideka node in every sector because they're the most cheesable. It's the easiest way to get beats done. So I highly recommend if you guys are going throughout the Conquest sectors and you see anything that has like buff immunity, damage, or a critical damage up, like I'm just talking random feats like that, buffs and debuffs, Droideka nodes are usually your friend for getting cheeses done really fast. So you do it on auto basic until the end. We're going to fast forward because we know the deal. So at the last 30 seconds, you're going to see I'm going to play it out. It's going to be 40 buff immunity, and that's going to be 10 key cards right there. Don't need high gear, Rolo, high relic. A lot of the player base should have her because she's needed for Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker and Leia. So just want to talk about that there. That's the buff immunity. We're going to show some other options later on in the video. But for now, this is going to be the no tank one. This is probably going to be the most accessible for the majority of the community. CLS, honestly one of the most important teams in Conquest because he's so accessible, but also so good. There's not a single tank on this team, so I'm going against the random Night Sister node. Same data disc combination, and practically just melting them. Absolutely melting them. So, even if I don't have the highest gear CLS team, I don't think Relic Delta is going to be impacting too much. It's nice and easy. They got practically one shot. So I want to showcase this as a free-to-play option for more mid to end game players that have this available, that got the Lightspeed bundle for Bane and have Sith Eternal. I typically like using them together because it makes Conquest really easy. So there's no tanks in the squad. They absolutely annihilate, and it makes it really easy. If you have Kylo, use him with no tanks. There's many different options. So, and also we're going to show you another variation in a second that you can do if you don't include Satele. The Mandalorian cheese, there's no tanks in the team unless you include a tank in the 5th spot. So we're going to showcase that in a second. This is the team I'm talking about. So this could be a multi-feat kind of thing. The only reason I included Satele here is because she's needed for the sector for surviving. But what you're getting with this is potentially buff immunity. And if you didn't include Satele, then no tank. So it's technically 2. But I did Satele here to get 2 feats done. I got buff immunity and Satele surviving. So regular Mandalorian cheese, I include Django in here because we don't need 2 characters for this sector. We only need 1. It's Satele. But for the most part, if you don't include Satele, throw in Asajj Ventress, Dark Disciple, because she's needed for the global feat. And she is not a tank. So practically same strategy. Weapon Tech them all. Canderous does his second special. They don't take a turn. And Maul on his Anguish ability, that big, throw, is landing buff immunity. So you're going to see at the end of this battle, I'm going to get the feat done because I just slowly grinded it on one of my accounts. Attempt to inflict buff immunity 40 times, 10 key cards. So if you use that throughout the sector, and you're getting your Satele feat done, as well as your Asajj Ventress Dark Disciple, you can go back and forth. So you're getting the no tank one, you're getting the Satele survive one, nice and easy. So that's what I wanted to showcase, that in case you wanted to double dip. Next up is going to be a Satele Shan Old Republic lead with Grandmaster Yoda. And this is actually going to change soon because they're reworking her ability. It's a nerf that she's going to have to only function with a full Old Republic squad. So she's not going to gain the benefits as much without that. So wanted to include that. And that was a subscriber during the video of the recording, so big shout out to them. The reason why I threw in Grandmaster Yoda here was to stack up with the global feat for Foresight. But if you're already done with Foresight, just throw in Juhani. Makes it a little bit easier. I just wanted to double dip on the global feat, but I think at this point I already had it done. This is practically a check. Did you guys participate in the previous Conquest? Do you have Satele in your roster? If you do, you're going to get the 10 key cards. If you don't, not a big deal. You're still going to be able to red crate. So that's an easy way to do it. Now, this is going to be the Prophet, and this is the one that I get asked about a lot, and it's like, yeah, I have a video on it about a couple Conquests ago, but all different nodes, different sectors, we don't know what to do. So, always going to be the starting 4, no matter what. Captain Ethano lead, make sure his leadership and his unique are leveled up, I believe. Brutus, just his unique to get the 5 Prophet. Sanastaros, very accessible. Wat Tambor is essential, and the 5th spot is kind of your what you have available in your roster. By far, the best option that you're going to go with is Jedi Master Luke. He is the best tank that's light side that's going to survive those hits. And he's just the best tank in general that can withstand hits, and he's going to get the taunt. You need a character with protection. He's got a lot of protection. The problem is I would normally use Malik, but they got rid of the data disc commando formation, which means whenever you get a critically hit, your ally goes under stealth and your tank's taunt. That would have been perfect for the strategy. I would have removed Wat Tambor. I would have put in Han Solo. Every time a character gets a crit, they're under stealth, and JML would be your tank. But that's not the case for this Conquest, so they got rid of it. So, same data disc, except you have to include the one you're given, the F-34-T training droids. This is essential for this one to work for early to mid-game players that do not have pirates. Now, JML is your best option, like I said. If you don't have JML, do not worry. You can throw in Kylo Ren on Mass. The problem is he's not going to be as tanky. You're probably going to take a couple battles to get it done. That's the only downfall. With JML in your squad, it's going to be a one and done. With crew, it could take a couple. That's what I wanted to include. So I'm going over all my list of tanks. You could use Malgus. You could use crew. You could use Reva. Maybe possibly Balin. It's just you want a really hardcore tank. So as you can see here, Tank Tech, always to JML. You want him being the taunting tank. Always. Now, I don't throw in a full auto just yet. you have to wait until Wat Tambor puts his weapon tech on Ethano. The more turns the enemy takes, the more turn meter Ethano is going to gain. So over here, now you can throw it on full auto. So you can see, Sanastaros and Brutus are gaining profit. Brutus is already going to have 5 every battle. Sanastaros is going to build up as the battle progresses. And Ethano is going to build up every time he takes a turn, and I believe a pirate takes a turn. Now, every time he uses a special ability when he has at least 4 stacks of profit or higher, he's going to reset his profit and start the cycle again. That's what causes it. So as you're going to see here, he's at 5 stacks of profit. When he does his special, he goes down to 0. It's a constant cycle. So this is a full auto gameplay, but you need that data disk. Otherwise, you're going to kill the enemy team and you're going to be screwed. So that's the only essential data disk for this combo. So this is literally meant for early to mid game players. If you have the pirates up and running, like Maz Kanata or Pirate King Hano Onaka, it's literally one battle. You don't even need to worry about this. But this is for players that think that don't have pirates in their roster and they're worried about this feat. You can get it done. You just got to have the right characters. You have the right tank. If you don't have a very high gear or a relic crew that's going to tank a lot, it could take you a couple of battles, but it's worth it in the end because you're going to get Cobb Vanth and the shards you need to get the gold or red crate to unlock him. So what I'm going to do is we're going to fast forward a little bit towards the end. I ended up getting profit done with my pirates, so you're not going to see the plus 15 or 10 key cards with this feat because I got it done in a previous battle. I was grinding the global feat for pirates, which I will cover a video about that later on. So do not worry if you don't have high gear pirates. We're going to get it done. So I'm going to wait till the end for this. But I think it's more than enough time in one battle with 5 minutes. If you throw it on full auto, you just got to get the setup up and running. So that's nice and easy. Now, time to talk about the mini boss node. The mini boss, I believe, is win without using any support characters in your squad. I just went with a regular Darth Revan squad. I subbed out Basilisk Fallen with HK-47 and Sith Marauder. They're all either tanks or attackers. So this is pretty good. I know I have a really high gear Synth Empire, but they're needed for Leviathan. Obviously, Relic Delta is helping me. But even if you have like a Relic 3 Darth Revan, I think you're going to be absolutely fine. Or a Relic 5 Malak. It's practically, you're just going to do a ton of damage here. The weak spot is extremely helpful. The Death Mark helps get rid of dash. AoE from Revan is going to be massive. Look at that. It's almost a big one-shot. And that's how you're going to get the mini-boss done. So, Darth Revan, Malak, those are the really good characters to do. Now, next up, Yoda and Chewie survive. Not a big deal. Going back to the staple of every Conquest cheese, the Mandalorian. Same exact concept. Now, what we're going to do is they're going to get a couple of counterattacks in because of IG-11. So they're going to counterattack your Jango. So your Jango is going to take a little bit of damage, but your Yoda and Chewie is absolutely fine. Your Canderous is going to tank. And once you get to that point, it's just complete blow up. So you're getting your buff immunity, you're getting your no tank, and you're getting your Yoda and Chewie survive. So it's like a bunch of feats in one. Very, very nice to have. 2 key cards. Now, final boss time. I'm going to show you a couple different options. You have to win with Asajj Ventress, Dark Disciple in your squad. I had her at 25 stamina in this video, and the rest were at 65. So they're on the disadvantage here. Not a big deal. She's 4-star Relic 2. This is going to work just fine, even if she's at Gear 12. So what you want to do, they're going to go for the stun. Luckily, it was Great Mothers. I go for Chewbacca first, because I want to get rid of that guard. I go for the Mass Swarm here. Didn't get enough damage because we had blind, so it's a little bit bad RNG. If I had more stamina, I'd probably be going way, way faster. But over here, your Asajj is under stealth. You're absolutely fine. You're protected. Now, Assertive Command. Very nice there. I got the assist from Spirit. Over here, they're going to go for an AoE. Asajj is not touched because of Foresight. Not hard at all. I'm going for 3PO next. Now, I'm going to go for big AoE. Boom. Spirit hits like a truck. Absolute truck. But they cannot target your Asajj. She's under stealth the entire battle. That's the best part about it. So Great Mothers are really, really strong this Conquest with Dark Disciple, and it makes that final boss Soto absolute breeze. So, next up is another option for it. This account has a higher relic Asajj. So I went with the Bounty Hunters with Boba Fett, Sign of Django lead, and it got a little dicey because they kept targeting Boba Fett, Sign of Django. This has the Volatile Accelerator, and I'm going with no tank so I can get the no tank feat. So I went with Grief and Mando. Over here, I'm trying to get 3PO down, same turn order. So obviously there's going to be a little bit of RNG with who they target, but if you have no tanks in your squad, you're getting that bonus protection, which is nice for surviving, and boom, nice and easy, another option for you to do the Dark Disciple alive feat. And then no tanks as well. No tanks as well, so very, very nice. Now, this is what I'm talking about. This one's kind of annoying. It's kind of like, it could be RNG. I wouldn't say I have the highest gear or relic geos. I see a lot of players with relic 7, relic 8 geos. I don't. I actually recently put the lightspeed tokens on them to relic 6 for the fleet because I had nothing else to spend it on. I have a relic 5 Brute Alpha, relic 5 Poggle, and the rest are relic 6. What the key is here is the volatile accelerator is going to help melt them. That's going to be nice. But for particular, if you're worried about surviving, the Tether Tech, it's a certain data consumable that gives ability block to the entire enemy team for 2 turns. That could help you survive long enough to get this done. So if you're really desperate, you need this feat for Red Crate, get that tech. It's going to help you survive. So I'm going to showcase the battle, because it can get ugly for a little bit. It can definitely get ugly. So they're going to start with ability block. That's the whole point I'm talking about here. It's not essential. It just makes it a little bit easier. Now, Chewie is immune to ability block. That's part of his Zeta. That's the only issue there. But as you can see, the volatile accelerator is helping chunk them with the dots. So over here, we're very close to getting rid of Chewie. I end up going for a one-shot on 3PO. And then over here, go for Chewbacca, Mass Swarm, all those dots, just melting them. And that's how I got it done. So if you have Gear 12 Geos, you might have some trouble here. You might have to include even more boosters like Max Health, Evasion, probably more Max Health or Protection. You got to have more survivability to just get to your turns. As soon as you get to your turns, you're going to win. But surviving is the hardest part. But that is going to wrap up Sector 3, guys. I hope it helped you. Very fun cheeses. Not as interesting as Sector 1 and 2, but nice and easy. So if you guys have any issues at all, don't forget to comment on this video or join my Discord. We have a great community of players to help you guys get there. So if you found this useful, share it with your guilds, leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe for more content to support your boy Vex. On the road for 10K. How fast we're going to get there. So appreciate you guys. May the force be with you all, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.